Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Bluegrass Truck Series for round number 2 of the playoffs here. Tonight, we're at Bristol Motor Speedway, the last great Coliseum, some of the best racing in the history of NASCAR, one of the most legendary tracks, and tonight these trucks are going to be barreling down into these high bank corners for one of the fastest short tracks in the world for what is going to be just a fantastic race as we start round number 2 of the playoffs. Just 2 races in this round, Bristol Motor Speedway and Charlotte Roval. What a tough round for these drivers. And we're going to see who's going to come out on top, who can punch their ticket to the next round, not have to worry about the Roval, who's going to have some issues, and who's going to have a tough night and maybe find an early exit here in the playoffs. We're down to the round of 12. We will get standings as we get a little bit closer to the end of the playoff. Right now, Peyton Hubbard with the points lead going into this round, so he's got to feel pretty confident. And then down all the way through the list, you got Peyton Hubbard, Kenneth McCullough, Alex Healy, Daniel Cunningham, John Mollahan, Christopher McCullough, Eric Marks, Don Kaiser, Chris Moss, David Sheets, Lucas Lyons, and Wes Wiggin. That is your top 12. We'll get you a graphic next week, something that you can see. But boy, it's going to be a lot of fun. Bristol is going to be very, very exciting here tonight. So looking forward to it. Glad to have everybody here watching. Hope y'all enjoy the broadcast. I think it's always going to put on a good show. I have to do very little work when we are at a track like Bristol, man. It's just so much fun. Back in the day, it was a sort of a single line track, but nowadays, with the way the progressive banking is, no longer are we all right around the bottom, and some people say that's the best that it ever was. I don't know. It's hard to say. I think both of them have been pretty darn good, and I look forward to every time that they put stock cars on concrete Bristol, maybe not dirt Bristol, but anytime they put cars on this track, I'm excited for it. So I got to say I love them both, as they have been pretty dang enjoyable for sure. Well, yeah, I tell you what, I want to talk to a couple drivers here tonight. So we're going to bring one up in here and talk to him. The guy who, man, just made it into the playoffs. 12 drivers moving on to this round, and Wes Wiggin got him up in the booth. You just barely made it in, got in that 12th position, but that's got to make you feel good as you're going to move on to the next round. But you got 2 races, Bristol and the Roval. How are you feeling about these next 2 races, and what's your strategy to be able to move on to the next round?
Oh man, I really didn't do myself any favors tonight. I didn't qualify that well. Spun out my first lap, tapped the wall the second one, so I'll be starting at the back. But this is a race where you got to just be patient, let everything unfold. So I'll try to work my way to the front and get as best a finish position as I can, and move on to next week, and hopefully I can advance from there. So we're just gonna give her all we got.
Well, and hey, look, you have a bad qualifying effort. You're down in 12th in points. You can kind of pin your ears back, just kind of go for broke. You got nothing to lose, man. You're really exciting at the plate tracks, but how do you fare at a short track like Bristol and tracks that we got coming up like the Roval, Darlington, and Martinsville? How do you feel about that next run of tracks? You feel confident or a little bit nervous?
I definitely carry some confidence into these next 3 races. I feel like I've gotten better every season when we came to these tracks and had better finishes from the prior season. So I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, I'm pretty upset with myself about my qualifying, but I'm just going to let just race the track and try to be there at the end.
All right. Well, there you have it. Wes Wiggin seems pretty confident, I have to say. And I think that ought to scare some folks up in that point standings. As you know, somebody in 12th sounding pretty dang confident. So Wes Wiggin ready to go. And he is definitely, he seems cool and calm and collected. Doesn't seem nervous or anything like that. So that's got to be pretty good. Let's go ahead and I want to talk to our points leader. We'll get him up in the booth. Peyton Hubbard in the booth right now. Peyton, this is Eddie. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
All right, well, we talked a little bit about this. We only got 30 seconds, so I'll keep it short for you. But, we talked a little bit on Discord about the last few weeks, man, have been really tough for you. Last month or so has been tough, but you're still the points leader as we move on to the round of 12, and you got Bristol and the Roval coming up. You said you felt really good about the Roval, I believe, and so tell me about tonight. What's your strategy, and how are we going to get this thing turned around as we try to get you into that Final Four?
Yeah, I think tonight is going to be a lot of maybe sitting and learning a little bit. I haven't ran too many races at Bristol. I know a lot of these guys are fast and they've run a good bit of laps here, so just going to try and sit and learn. I don't know about strategy. I mean, we'll talk to the guys and see what we're going to do, and we'll go on from there. But really looking forward to next week and making it out of here with some good points.
All right. Well, I'm going to let you go as you're getting gridded up. Good luck tonight, and hope we talk to you at the end of the race.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Well, there you have it. Your points leader, Peyton Hubbard. And I'll tell you what, everybody seems pretty dang confident, and I like that. So everybody feeling good, especially if you made it to the next round. That really helps everything, kind of takes the weight off your shoulders, especially after the last couple weeks. I mean, with Talladega being last week, that's nervous for everybody. But let's go ahead and jump right into the grid as everybody's going to get gridding up here pretty soon, and they already are. On the front row, Bobby Hall Jr. with Christopher McCullough outside of the front row. Row number 2 is Chad Ross with Peyton Hubbard on the outside. Starting in 5th, Kenneth McCullough, David Sheets in the 6th position. Sean Kaiser, Stephen Page. John Mollahan, Ron Morris Jr. round out your top 10. 11th, Barrett Morton, Daniel Cunningham in 12th. 13th is Daniel Worthington with Brian Terry outside of him. In 15th is Carlton Charles. And in 16th, Thomas Hall. 17th, Drew Prohl, Lucas Lyons in the 18th position. 19th is Jim Kaufman, Cody Anderson, round out your top 20. 21st, David Brackett. 22nd, Jeremiah Hobbs. 23rd is going to be Jeremy Vaughn. And round out 24th is going to be Wes Wiggin, who was not able to set that qualifying time, and I know that he was not too happy about that. Well, pace car. We got a pace car tonight. How about that? Normally it's a pace truck. We got the car on the track tonight as we watch these guys come around getting ready to go green. Take a look at the race analysis. Vic set up 150 laps here tonight. Stage break on lap 60. Those stage points going to be huge. So if you're Wes Wiggin, you got to make your way up towards the front if possible. Maybe use some pit strategy if we have some cautions. No fast repair. Bristol, known for its sort of bumper cars type feel, but I think with multiple lines, being able to run the top and the bottom of the truck can do both. It can do both very well. So I think we're going to see drivers running both lanes. And I think that's going to allow for a lot of side-by-side racing. And I'm going to go ahead and predict a lot of green flag racing for sure. But speaking of green flag, pace car pulls off. Bobby Hall Jr. going to lead us down to the green flag here. Green flag is out, and the 04 are going to beat him to the line. I wonder if he was able to get out. If he didn't get a penalty for that, probably not. Hopefully he did not, as that would be a very costly penalty for that 04. But looks like he's still on track, so no issue there as they go down into turn 1 and 2. Or 3 and 4, excuse me. No, that was 1 and 2. I'm losing my mind. Right now, Chad Ross. You see the difference in lines, guys trying all kinds of things as, as we're fumbling here tonight. But you're going to see all kinds of lines, guys running the top, the middle, and the bottom. I think we'll see the bottom be pretty strong here early as you see kind of Bobby Hall using that bottom groove. But I think as the tires start to wear out, everybody will kind of mosey up to the top as that top really gets a massive run. As we have some cars slow, we got our first caution. Stephen Page in the 23 of Carlton Charles goes around in the first caution here on lap 5. He's going to pull back up on the track and able to get that thing back rolling. But the 23 of Carlton Charles with big damage on the right side, that Air Force machine got a little bit of damage, but doesn't look too bad. So early incident. We'll try to go back and see what happened between these two. Go check it out here on the replay. Right there. 78. 76 of Ron Morris Jr. gets into the back of Stephen Page and just sends him around. Check it out again. You can see already the aggression level. See, Ron Morris Jr. gets into the corner a little bit hotter and sends the 56 around. iRacing has sort of a stroke there. Go on board with Carlton Charles, who was just kind of riding back here by himself. I mean, wasn't even around anybody, and he's going to get involved in this and tries to avoid it, but the 56 comes right down, and he goes right into the barrels. So the early incident there, it's going to kind of bunch the whole field back up, and nobody obviously going to come down pit road, I would imagine. Would be just those guys that were involved in that wreck. But it give you a chance to catch your breath. If you was nervous, I get nervous before races. I'm going to tell you, I get a little bit of butterflies, get nervous because you don't want to wreck the field on lap 1. And you know these races are broadcasted, so you get nervous. He's like, all right, don't embarrass yourself in front of the people watching. And so you get those nerves for the race. Then once the green flag drops, you get settled in. That kind of eases those a little bit. So we kind of get these guys get an opportunity to catch their breath and get refocused. They had a few laps to see what the truck's doing, how they like it on the bottom or the top. So looks like Bobby Hall are going to choose the top line. We'll see that a lot tonight. Didn't know they had a choose rule. That's interesting. I didn't know the leaders could choose, but that's news to me. That's cool. I like that. It gives a leader a lot more power than having them stuck there down on the bottom. Pace car getting ready to pull off. We're going to go back green here on lap 8. Coming to lap 9, Bobby Hall Jr. with the lead. And he's going to get a nice jump, as that's going to leave Chad Ross, Kenneth McCullough to be battling it out. Chad's going to drive into the corner. That bottom line really strong there on the green flag. You go, well, why is that? It's because they haven't gotten up to speed yet, and that top line is not able to generate the momentum as you're still getting up to speed. And so that bottom line into turn 1 and 2 is super strong. You see him coming off the corner here. On board with Chad Ross. The bottom, really strong. The top, really strong. They're very equal in lap times. The difference being is that you have to play a little bit of chess here. You're going to see Chad Ross going to go to the outside. He's going to get position on him, but the thing is here, you run the top for too long, it will burn the tires up quickly, and the end of the run will be very, very difficult as Chad Ross is going to take over that spot. So what I've seen a lot of guys do in the past is run the bottom until you get ready to pass somebody, then jump up to the top, make the pass, and then get back down to the bottom, because after about 30 laps or so, everybody is going to want to go up to the top, and it's going to be incredibly difficult to pass. As it looks like we got another wreck. Caution is out. Brian Terry, and then Stephen Page again. Stephen Page in that 56 truck involved again, but Brian Terry involved this time as caution is out for the second time. So I guess it's my fault for saying that we would go green, because that has not been the case so far. And that 56 truck has been involved quite a bit. Let's take a look at the replay here. As you see Brian Terry here on the outside. Checks up just a little bit. That's going to allow the 56 to get there. And unfortunately, just a little bit of net code, I'd say, as they make contact. Neither one of them will see it this way, because the 13 will say, well, you came up, and then the 56 will say, well, you came down. You can see somebody getting loose there, but we'll watch it one more time. You're going to see just both drivers The 13 does come down off the wall just a little bit. I think the 56's assumption is that he's going to be right up against the wall, but there's still quite a bit big of a gap between them. And I think in real life, I think that would have been just a I don't know who that is. That's Cody Anderson coming in with a slide there. That's awesome. Watch this. On board Cody Anderson in the 42 Toyota Tundra. C-Car's getting loose on those cold tires. See the contact right here. Look at Cody. Wow. Did a little Tokyo drift. He's able to avoid that wreck using the banking and does a great job. So, a couple incidents early in this race, and, you know, it could go either way. I thought for sure, you know, with just the 24 drivers in the field, I thought for sure that we would see a lot of green flag races, especially early, but these cold tires and guys trying to make positions as soon as possible. You'll have that big-time sim racing. Steve Page, he would like to just take a break, not be involved in anything for the next 100 laps or so if he can make that happen. No fast repairs, so these guys having to come down, get repairs. Stephen Page, about a minute of repair so far. Carlton Charles from that previous incident on for about 21 seconds. Now Brian Terry on pit road as he is getting some damage fixed. He's going to go a lap down. Able to get out before the pace car, so he's going to stay just the one lap down. So him and Stephen Page are going to be fighting for that lucky dog spot. All right, we're getting doubled up, ready to go. We got McCullough Motorsports shout out in chat. So you see McCullough Motorsports in third and fourth there. I don't know everybody on teams just yet. Take me some time, but I can guess that those guys are definitely on McCullough Motorsports in that second row. So Kenneth already up a couple spots. The biggest mover right now is Lucas Lyon back in that 8th position. Made up a ton of spots, so he is on the move in that 25 truck. Green flag is out. Chad Ross elected to take the bottom this time and does get a good jump. Able to kind of set sail there on that bottom line as Bobby Hall Jr. gets a nice run off the top side. But back here is where is a cluster you-know-what. You see Peyton Hubbard in that 51 Simrat Market. Simrat Market is everywhere I go, and for good reason is they have some fantastic paint schemes and do a great job. As oh my goodness, Sean Kaiser almost did the exact same thing that Stephen Page did, almost cleared himself across the 51. It's very difficult to see that. Sometimes you want to clear yourself, but you're not quite clear just yet. As you watch Lucas go down to the inside, continue his march towards the front. As he's trying to make that pass, but you can see how difficult it is. Oh, caution is out again. And oh man, Carlton Charles and Ron Morris Jr., it's the same people every time. It's the same folks. Carlton Charles, Ron Morris Jr. having issues here. We'll see if we can find out what happened there, but man, very, very messy here early. It's like it all started with Ron Morris Jr. And take a look at it here on this replay. Gonna see just a little checkup here on the top. Oh, there's a wreck happening in front of them. That's what happened. I think it was Daniel Worthington up there was wrecking, and this just said, you know, really didn't have anything to do with it. Just the checkup is what caused that. But I think it was Daniel Worthington in this green truck, I believe. We'll see. Yeah, I think that's where it is. Sorry. He's really fumbling these replay controls here tonight. Trying to give you everything, though. As you're going to see the 113 here. See what happened to him. But off the bottom, it's a little bit loose there, then comes back up. Oh, yeah, he just heated the right rear up, then kind of has a weird angle. And he's going to make contact with a couple drivers. And that's kind of where all that issues while those issues happened right behind him. So, whew, third caution of the night here in the Bluegrass Truck Series. And we're clicking off laps pretty quickly, though. I mean, under caution, they're at least really, really quick cautions. Should get, though. We've got a couple lap down trucks, and David Brackett is out of this thing in that 38 truck. He has called it a night already. So, fortunately, a driver already out of this thing. Carlton Charles is sitting on pit road getting some damage fixed along with Daniel Worthington. They were on pit road for quite a while. Carlton Charles has a lot of damage, and he's been trying to get that thing fixed up. Doubled up, though, for the restart. This time, Chad Ross elects to take the top side. I think it's probably a smart move, as we saw how Bobby Hall Jr. got such a great jump on the outside. The bottom lane doesn't seem to get the grip on throttle. You're already a little behind, having to wait on the leader, and that makes that bottom line in second very, very difficult. We'll see if Bobby Hall Jr. can get it done. Chad Ross gets a great jump. Now side by side, Christopher McCullough, Bobby Hall Jr. You can see just how disadvantaged Bobby Hall Jr. is. Oh man, Lucas Lyon in the wall. Off the corner. Our biggest mover of the race, hard hit on the outside wall right as I was changing the camera to him as he was getting crazy on that restart. And I don't know if he had to check up a little bit or got a little bit loose, but does tag the wall. Hopefully the damage is not too bad on that 25 machine. He can keep that thing rolling. Oh, for that third position, Kenneth McCullough is now on the back bumper of Bobby Hall. Bobby Hall, after that restart's really been struggling. He's up there in the lead. And now continues to fall back a little bit. So he's having to give way here. Ooh, squeezing just a little bit. Before too long. Oh, Kenneth's going to get into the wall. Oh, my goodness. He's going to go down to the inside. Half spin, saves it. We stay green. What a great save by Kenneth McCullough. But he is going to lose a ton of spots, dropping down to 17th. Now he's going to drop to 18th. All in one little half slide, all the way back to the 18th position, Kenneth McCullough. So the first big issue for a playoff driver. Luckily, he got out without any damage, but now he's got a lot of work to do to get back towards the front. That's such a frustrating thing to have happen. Back up here to the 5th position, Lucas Lyon putting a lot of pressure on Sean Kaiser, these guys' teammates. But look at Peyton Hubbard, your points leader, right here on the back bumper of them. What I love about this Bristol, you see they're running they've got all kinds of lines you can run. These guys run it sort of like a Dover line almost, where you enter in maybe low or mid and then drive off the bottom. The normal lines are you drive in on the high side and you come off on the high side, or drive in on the low side, come off on the low side. Peyton Hubbard gets into the wall just a little bit. So you're going to see these guys use all kinds of areas of the track to get around here. As Lucas He's looking up to the outside, going to try to get the run from the top side, but where you can really make a lot of speed is a lot of folks are not comfortable enough to do this just yet. But if you can get right up against that wall in both corners and get the run off the high side, not drop down the track, but drop off the high side, you really can get some massive runs. You're going to see that as the tires start to wear at the end of these tire runs. That's where all the speed's going to come from. You can already see Bobby Hall Jr. sort of doing that right here as he's trying to run these guys down. See him going right up towards the wall, but nobody willing to get up there just yet and get wild with it. Somebody's going around Drew Prohl down on the inside, and caution is out again for the 80 as he goes around. Just looks like he got loose. And brings out the caution. Doesn't like he hit anything, but definitely going to lose a ton of spots there. It's almost in a 3-wide situation. We'll watch here on the replay. Got the 06 on the outside. Gets a little bit loose there. And here comes Wes Wiggin. He's going to make it 3 wide, but Drew, oh, scary moment for Wes Wiggin, but you see Drew Prohl just gets a little bit loose there, trying to get out of that 3-wide situation, and just does a little small spin down to the inside wall, so nothing major, able to keep going. But Chad Ross still with the lead. And I tell you what, the tone has already been set for this race. It seems like it's going to be a messy one, and these restarts, when that happens, it makes it worse and worse because it's a compound effect where you have a lot of cautions. And so in these guys' high, so if I'm sitting back here, if I'm Daniel Cunningham in this 08 machine, I'm thinking in my head, I'm not going to have a whole lot of opportunities to cruise around and make up spots under, green flag conditions. I'm going to have to get every spot I can on these restarts. And I've got to turn the aggression level up. And that aggression level is going to continue to make these cautions, guys getting loose, trying to push the truck a little bit harder, knowing that, hey, we may not get enough green flag laps. So I got to go here on these restarts. So it's going to make these guys drive even more aggressive as the race goes on, which is just a wonderful thing for us broadcasting and us watching. If you're in the race, you don't love that, but if we're watching, it does make it exciting. Daniel Cunningham, second in the points, I believe, right behind Peyton Hubbard. Has had a pretty good run in the playoffs and also a fantastic season. So he is, he's Mr. Consistency for sure. He won't win every race, and, you don't see him getting interviewed a lot, but he's always right around that 4th and 5th position at the end of these things. If he can keep that nose clean, he's usually pretty good. This track's a little bit different because the long run just doesn't exist. It's hard to let me save a little bit of tire and run down some guys at the end of these runs. It's very difficult because once the tires really start to wear, you really can park it up in that top line. If we continue to see these guys stay out, you're going to see that. Be able to park it in that top line makes it so tough for someone to get around you, as they need to be able to run the bottom successfully. You need to be able to use the whole track. You need to be able to drive in from the wall entry down to the bottom and drive off the corner, get up right up to the wall, use the whole track. If you can't use the whole track because there's a car or truck on the outside of you, it makes it very difficult. So these restarts are going to be extremely important for these drivers, and those who are being aggressive I think are going to be the ones that'll have a good chance of winning. Lucas Lyon being one of those at the moment. He is up 13 spots from where he started, 18th to 5th. That's pretty incredible. Jeremiah Hobbs, Wes Wiggin also moving through the field. So we talked about Wes. He's doing everything right at the moment. Almost calamity there on that last caution, but doing everything right. So we'll be paying attention to that. Chad Ross, so is your leader. You got Christopher McCullough there beside him, and you see that top line again for the leader. Just a massive advantage. And now Bobby Hall Jr. is going to be fighting to stay in front of the 24 of Sean Kaiser. See Lucas all over the back bumper of the 24. The 24 gets a run, but I don't know if this is going to work out for Sean, as now Lucas is going to get to the outside of him. And you see right there, I mean, the 24 was trying to make a pass on the 94. It opened the door on the outside, and now he's going to lose a spot. So frustrating, man. It just seems like it happens so much in iRacing that you get a run, you go down to the bottom, but that's something you have to think about here. You know, is it worth it? Can I get down to the inside and make that move, or do I need to try to protect that outside line? And see right there, Bobby Hall Jr., same thing happened to him. As these tires start to wear, you're seeing it at the moment. Now he's going to get freight trained if he doesn't get up to the outside. He was trying to make a pass on the bottom, but just can't do it at the moment. And now Peyton Hubbard going to get to the outside. Bobby Hall Jr. in trouble if he does not get up there to the outside quickly. You can see how fast that happened, where now the outside is the dominant line. They continue to battle side by side. But Bobby Hall, you see, he's getting loose, trying to force it, but he's got to get up there. He's got to find a clear area and get up there and make that pass. So it's so frustrating, but you have to find that patience. Go up there and sit behind a guy, you know, run right on his bumper on the outside and wait for him to make a mistake. As he continues to fall back, look at the freight train that is coming. Wes Wiggin, he is trying everything, but he is just losing spot after spot. Look how frustrating this is. Now he's all the way back to the 11th position, back to 12th now. Now he's in danger of losing another position. Look at that right there. That's crazy. So how quickly that bottom line went away. And now Bobby Hall Jr., your pole sitter, is back in 13th position. He has already heated up those rear tires, and he is really struggling. And you see, now Kenneth McCullough tries to go down to the bottom and make a pass. Just can't do it. So that's what these guys are dealing with. Back up front, Chad Ross out to about a half a second lead over Christopher McCullough, who's got half a second to Sean Kaiser. And then you see Lucas Lyon and Peyton Hubbard here on the screen. And Sean's starting to pull away a little bit from Lucas. As Peyton Hubbard, the points leader, in the top 5, trying to work these guys over, find his way back up to the front. Oh, as Lucas gets a little bit loose there. You see Peyton actually react to that and check up himself. Doesn't want to get caught up in any issues. I think we got some trucks around. Cody Anderson, Jeremy Vaughn around. And I believe this is our 5th caution of the night, and it is. Caution is out on lap 56. Take a look at the replay here before pit stops. I'm pretty sure we're going to have some pit stops here. And Cody Anderson just get up into the 2. That's a couple times we've seen the 2 around some issues. That had nothing to do with him. Neither did the first one. And this is just a product of the bottom line, trying to make it work. I know I'm going to sound like a broken record, but you see Cody needs to use the whole track, and he's not able to do it. See, right there, he's coming off the corner, and he really needs to be able to use the whole track off the corner, and we'll go in his truck, and you'll see he's giving it a bunch of wheel off the corner, and just needs to be able to use the whole track. The truck the track throws you out towards that outside wall. But here they go, down to make their first stop of the night, and you want to make a good one. You don't want to slide through your box. You don't want to speed. Don't want to do anything like that. As you can see, it's going to be very difficult to get back to the front if you find yourself at the rear. So don't speed. Don't want to make any of those mistakes, especially if you're a playoff driver. 4 tires fuel, going to get out of there without much issue at all. I don't think we'll see any 2-tire strategies just yet. This is the 4-tire stop. As you're going to see Kenneth McCullough. I'm not really sure what Kenneth did here, but Kenneth comes out with second as Carlton Charles has now come down pit road here. But Kenneth McCullough was only in his box for about 4 seconds, so I think he already took tires. I think he came in and took fuel only. I think that's what happened because he had pitted, let's see, he's already pitted once. So I wonder if he hadn't already taken a set of tires and is using this to get some track position, I think that might be a good call. Take a look and see how many tire sets they do have here tonight. The fuel limit is 50%, so I think that was a good call to come down and get the fuel, knowing that you're going to come out with the lead anyway. So smart move by Kenneth. But tire set limit in the race is 4, so you got 4 sets of tires, 3 in the pits. So 3 total tire changes. But we're already quickly moving on to halfway. These laps click off quick, and we've done a majority of them under caution. We had a nice little green flag run there, but if we get any kind of green flag run, these races at Bristol, I mean, they go away quickly. 150 laps is actually a very, very short race in iRacing. I think a lot of league owners are a little bit nervous to add too many laps. I think 200, 250 is about halfway at the Cup race. So around 200 seems to be a good amount to kind of get it close to the other times of the other races. The problem is you're seeing it. How many cautions Bristol can have that it really extends how long these races are. We're 40 minutes into this race and not quite halfway. Kenneth McCullough gonna lead with Chad Ross on the outside. We'll see if those he doesn't get a great jump, but he's gonna bring Christopher McCullough, teammate, along with him. And look at the new tires. They're gonna fly right by Kenneth. Kenneth's gonna try to keep it up towards the front, but that first little bit with those fresh tires, you could see how big of an advantage they had as Lucas Lyon was able to get around it. Man, Chad Ross just drives right up to the front without much issue at all. As the tires start to get a heat cycle in them, Kenneth will start to equalize a little bit, but you saw right there early, man, he was like a sitting duck. Battle now for second. Lucas Lyon trying that bottom line. It will work here. As you can see, he's able to get a good drive through the middle of the corner, but caution is out. Oh no, Wes Wiggin is going around. Your top 12, your 12th in the points, has gone around the 88 truck. I don't think he's got a whole lot of damage. So it looks like he might have just gone around, but man, he started all the way in the back and had moved up inside the top 10. But unfortunately, it's going to have to start all over. Go back and see what happened to the 88 truck. Check here on the replay. Inside of the 0-2 and coming off the quarter. Oh, he gets hooked by Daniel Cunningham. Right hooks him. His others going around at the same time, the 93, and then he comes back down and hits the 2. The 2 just cannot get away. He's made so much contact that had nothing to do with him. See, coming off the corner, I just don't think he was expecting Daniel Cunningham to have the run that he did, but Daniel was definitely coming off that top side. See it right here as they come off the corner. He thought he had it cleared. He's going to come up into it. Just think, oh, I got it. And Daniel not wanting to have that contact and put himself in the wall. Kind of turns left a little bit. Watch him slow it down just a little bit. You can see Wes Wiggin really drive it in the middle of the corner, trying to clear the 08 here. And Daniel is coming on the outside. You got to be aware of that. And you can see just come together. Round goes the 88. Chad Ross able to get the lead. He's back out front in that Wrangler 83 truck. Started in third up to first. Hang around the front all race long, I would imagine. Definitely seems like he's got this place figured out. So on our 6th caution of the night, if you're a lap down, that's good. Good for you if you can get those lucky dogs. So we still got Drew Prohl, who is a lap down. Wes Wiggin now a lap down, as he had to get some damage fixed on that 88 machine, about 50 seconds worth. Want to give a shout out though to the race control tonight. I mean, this obviously could be a very messy race, and these guys are gonna have a lot of work to do. But big shout out to Alex Healy and I think David Farmer for their work here. Usually the unsung heroes. I mean, the guys, they always brag on the league owner or some admins, but the race control largely goes unappreciated. But man, they do a lot of good work. And it's tough to make these calls sometimes. Not everybody's going to agree with your decision, so definitely appreciate them taking their time out to race control this race tonight. They're doing a great job so far. Chad Ross, though, go into the Geico restart zone. Actually went really, really early. I don't think they were in the Geico restart zone yet. But able to jump out to a really big lead there. Is Christopher McCullough going to come along with him? It's Peyton Hubbard and Lucas Lyon battling side by side. Lucas is going to be able to take over that 4th position. Now your biggest mover by far. Lucas up 14 spots. A little bit fresher tires than the 03, but not by too much. We'll see if he's able to get around him early. Oh man, we got another wreck. Barrett Morton wrecking. That 9 machine goes around here on lap 71, so we didn't quite make it to halfway, and another caution. I think that's caution number 7. And here's what happened. We'll stack up into the corner. 94, Bobby Hall gives him a little tag. He goes around, and Stewart's, the iRacing Stewart's very quick on the gun on that one, because he pretty much saved it. See, Bobby Hall just kind of cooks it into the corner. Not really as, I mean, it's not really too much his fault. He's hitting the 10 there, getting really loose. And you're going to see it right up here. I mean, got trucks in front of him. You're going to see they're going to sort of check up here. Somebody clears himself off the lane, so he has to check up. And I just don't think Bobby Hall was really ready for it. It's into the lane, but no big deal there. No big damage. Barrett's just going to lose a few spots. Woo! Well, my goodness. That is just, I think that's just that mentality that we're dealing with right now is, Christopher McCullough coming down pit road. A little surprised to see this. I don't know if this is a fuel strategy move or what. But Christopher McCullough and some others, I mean, it's just, it looks like the McCullough brothers and Bobby Hall Jr. coming down pit road, so they're going to give up a ton of spots. I think John Mollahan is coming as well. So, a little team strategy here. They must know something these other guys don't. They're giving a ton of track position up to do this. But Chad Ross and now Lucas Lyon able to get up to the front row for the first time tonight. I think with the way that this race is going, I think that all that does is make guys be even more aggressive. Lucas, other drivers been able to really take advantage of this. I mean, another big mover is Jim Kaufman here in the 41 machine. He's up 12 spots where he started from 19th to 7th inside the top 10. A lot of big movers of guys have had issues. We've got guys pitting, different tire strategies. So, a lot of opportunities here if you're a playoff driver to get something done. But I mean, the view for Kenneth McCullough, who was right up front, started in the 5th position. Look at him. You actually hear him saving a little bit of fuel there. Something to think about. You hear him clutching it. Getting ready for this restart here. Chad Ross, Lucas Lyon going to be side by side. We'll see if Lucas can get a a better restart than anybody has gotten here on the bottom line. He's going to jump the restart. 83 going to beat him to the line, so it should be good for Lucas, but close call as now he's been so good into turn one. I mean, Chad Ross kind of was the guy doing that move early on, but here comes Lucas just doing it better. He's trying to make that move. He's going to clear it. Lucas Lyons takes over the lead here on lap 76. Cross over halfway here in this race at Bristol. Peyton Hubbard now starting to join this little battle here as we've got a 3-truck battle for the lead here on lap 77. Is Barrett Morton wrecking again. The 76 of Ron Morris, Carlton Charles, the same guys. They just cannot get away from each other, I guess. They just keep. I mean, the 23 is all beat up. Now the 76 looking pretty rough as well. We're under caution yet again. We'll try to see where that happened. We caught them as they were already spun out. Take a look at it here. Look at the 23 in that blue truck there on the top side. Going to come off the corner and just get loose. Barrett Morton with nowhere to go as he's going right in front of him. Ron Morris felt left out. He had a little bit of FOMO, I think, and decided, hey guys, hey you guys, and came rolling in. Go back and see exactly what happened to Ron Morris that just kind of barreled into that one. Oh, you see, guys were checking up in front of him. 113 to Daniel Worthing. He's going to check up here. Ron's going to get on the brake just a little bit too hard, trying to avoid him. And then he's going to just slide right down into that wreck. Watch right here. Just checks up a little bit, and he's going to join the party down here on the inside wall. Well, man, oh man, gotta feel good if you're some of these drivers. Now, did have some guys come down pit road, pit lane, sort of busy right now, as I think some guys kind of felt that whole pit strategy, fuel kind of take hold here, and I think that drew these guys coming down pit road. Daniel Cunningham, one of them. A lot of playoff drivers. Sean Kaiser coming down pit road as well. Peyton Hubbard. Chad Ross gives up that second position and is going to come down pit road, get 4 tires and fuel. So tire strategy all over the place here tonight. Love it. Well, if you know who's going to win this race, I want you to put it in chat. Who do you think is going to win this race if you're watching live? I want to see your predictions. Because if you get it right, you better go to Vegas. Because I have no clue who's going to win this thing, as it has been a wild race right now. I mean, up front, Lucas Lyon up 17 spots. David Sheets up 4 from where he started. Thomas Hall in third. He's up 13 spots. Jim Kaufman up 15. Jeremiah Hobbs up 17. Steve Page up 2. Jeremy Vaughn up 16. So all kinds of different tire strategies. Which one is going to play out to be the right one? I mean, who knows? We're going to have some guys flying up through the field, though. Christopher McCullough, Kenneth McCullough on those new tires, and then everybody behind them pretty much has come down pit road and gotten tires as well. A lot of your playoff drivers like Daniel Cunningham, Sean Kaiser, Peyton Hubbard, all came down pit road there to get 4 tires and fuel. They're going to want to make up as many spots as they possibly can. But Lucas going to have control of the restart. David Sheets there down on the bottom in the 06. Lucas has been really good on restarts, not being the leader. Let's see what he can do with the lead into the Geico restart zone. He is gone. I mean, the darn camera, if I go to second place, can't even see him anymore. Got a big cluster here. 5 drivers be fighting for these spots as Jim Kaufman kind of gets stuck behind the 06 as the 93 of Thomas Hall really gets a great run through 1 and 2. That 1 and 2 there down at the bottom has been really, really strong on the restarts all race long as watch the 03 try to work through along with the 02 of John Mollahan. And, man, we got a wreck already. Drew Prohl, Wes Wiggin, slow on the track, but I don't know who spun out, if anybody, because everybody's back rolling. I have no idea what brought the caution out. Oh, it looks like it's Chad Ross. Chad Ross gets loose, I think. Let's see. Yeah, same thing that happened just a minute ago, as he's going to get right to the back bumper of Cody Anderson as there's a checkup. Check it out here on this replay. Going to see just the checkup here when that happens. Cody has to get on the brakes a little bit too much. Makes contact with Sean Kaiser, Peyton Hubbard, all playoff drivers making contact with each other. Goes around the contact, not too bad, but enough to bring out the caution. So I think he'll be okay. He's just going to lose a couple spots. So, man. You see right there, just trying to stay out of the back bumper of the 42. It seemed like everybody that hit him kind of helped him keep that thing sideways enough where he can get that thing straightened back out. So it was actually helpful. And with all these cautions, it makes it so difficult to do anything. It's so frustrating. You go down in the corner and you're like, okay, I'm running 12th right now. If I'm Peyton Hubbard, I'm thinking, okay, I'm running 12th. I got to make up these spots as soon as I can. You get a half a lap and a caution comes out. You're just not able to make up any time. And so if you're in the back and you're trying to move yourself towards the front, it's so difficult when there's cautions every 2 or 3 laps. You're just not able to get the momentum up. You know, you're not able to get into a rhythm. It makes it so difficult. And Bristol, the way this track runs is definitely a rhythm track where you have to get in a rhythm because the corners come at you so fast and so quickly. And one thing that people don't talk about much, but we'll take a look at the track information here. If you notice anything, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 are completely different in size. And so the corners are different. So not only do you have to get into a rhythm, you have to remember what corner you're in. So a lot of times these guys will be dealing with that where they don't remember, am I in 1 and 2 or 3 and 4? Because it does make a difference on how you drive it. 1 and 2, obviously, if we bring that back up again, 1 and 2 a little bit tighter. And so you really can't drive as hard into the corner. The bottom works a little bit better. The high side, you have to be a little bit careful as you come off of turn 2. It can really hurt you. And 3 and 4 opens up just a little bit more. So it's a rhythm track, and you have to be paying attention to what lane you're in. I mean, the laps here, 15 seconds. And that's fast. For a 1 lap, 15 seconds, that's a lot of brain power. And you really need to be able to get into a rhythm, get a couple laps under your belt to get the feel for it. And you're just not able to do that. We've just had, I think we're on 8, caution 8 at the moment, no 9. So 9 cautions here, and we're not even a lap 100. So there will be a point where you're just not going to pit anymore, and you're just going to try to stay out front like Lucas Lyon is. He gets a great jump and bring Jeremiah Hobbs along with him. Now the battle is going to be back here around the 4th and 5th position. As John Mollahan comes through with those fresher tires, he has about 17 laps on those tires, where Stevie Page right in front of him has about 34. So he's got the freshest tires inside the top 5. David Sheets dropping like a rock. Those tires really eating up, and Jim Kaufman frustratingly caught behind him. And what's the worst part is he's got fresh tires, nothing but fresh tires behind him. So he's going to be fighting every single lap from here on out to try to stay inside the top 10. It's going to be incredibly difficult. You know, for Lucas, it's fine. He was started up front, but if you're back here, if you don't want to be the last guy on old tires. As you can see right now, the 41's getting eat up here. Bobby Hall Jr. gets loose. Did he save it? He does. He comes back up on the track, though. Is everybody able to avoid him? They are. We stay green. Very close call for Bobby, who's just had a night to forget at this point. Just a frustrating night for that 94 Jeep. Up front, we got some battling going on. This is for third place. Thomas Hall, Stephen Page. As Thomas Hall takes over that third position, Stephen Page really struggling here on these old tires. John Mollahan should have a pretty easy time, but you can see how far the two leaders, Lucas Lyon and Jeremiah Hobbs, don't have a whole lot of time to wait to get to run off the corner here, get to the inside of the 56. Up front, Lucas not pulling away. Jeremiah Hobbs keeping him in sight. They're running the fastest laps on track. Jeremiah Hobbs is actually a half a tenth faster that last lap. You see him really making that top side work. A little bit higher. Oh, as he's really loose. Look how loose he was. Had that thing turned all the way to 2 o'clock on the steering wheel, trying to run down Lucas. Loses a lot of time there. John Mollahan continues to push forward. Lucas hit it 44 laps ago. John Mollahan 28, so that's the difference in tires. So he does have fresher tires, but not that much. Oh my goodness, almost contact, but we got a driver around. Wes Wiggin is around again. And caution is out for the 10th time here tonight. He was having such a great run to start this race. We'll go back and we'll see what happened. He spun around again? I wasn't even paying. I'm looking at the replay computer. He comes flying in. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's not going to be good. I'm definitely unhappy with the 08 of Daniel Cunningham as he comes in and tries to tell him how much he didn't appreciate that and just killed the 88 truck. He is done for the night for sure after that. So definitely sparks flying here as the guy's not happy about what's going on. Take a look here on the replay and see exactly what happened between these two. West kind of struggling here down on the bottom. He's trying to get up to that high side, not quite able to get there. He moves up in front of the 08. The 08 kind of dodges him, but gets the run on the outside. And then again, I mean, I think they've done that. I think I think that happened earlier. Exact same two guys had that same issue there. We'll go check it out here from the far chase cam. You can see West just trying to get up to that top side. He thought he had him clear. But the 08, just with the fresher tires, gets there. I mean, definitely is there. You see the frustrations coming out as Bristol brings it out of these guys for sure, especially with a lot on the line. You can see he's just trying to slide up in front of him. He thinks he's got him clear, but just not quite able to do it. And, I mean, sort of a racing incident. I can't blame either one of them. West needed to come out a little bit. I mean, he's got to come off of the bottom. You can't hold it down on the bottom at Bristol. But, I mean, Daniel was definitely there, so they make a little bit of contact and slow it down just a little bit. You can see Daniel's about half a lane down the track, and it's tough on the top side, too, to make that work. Like I said, I think that's just a racing deal. I don't think that's anybody's fault in particular. But then we'll see Wes here as he is not happy with the 08. They come in under cautions. Everybody's kind of slowed up. He's looking for the 08 and drives across his front bumper. Take a look at Daniel Cunningham on board as he comes flying in across his front bumper here. So frustration's already pouring over. But we're getting ready to go back green. Less than 50 laps to go here as Barrett Morton, Jeremy Vaughn, your front row here. Fresh tires are coming. Daniel Worthington's got the freshest in the top 5, but Lucas Lyon comes down pit road. I think he's in great shape in that 25. Barrett Morton going to get a great jump here. Daniel Worthington does not get a great jump. Checks up the whole field back here. Hopefully everybody makes it through, but now here comes the battling. Is Lucas Lyon going to make it 3 wide? Yes, he is. Oh, he backs out at the last second. Drew Prohl goes up, makes contact, but there they go. Now they're 3 wide. Lucas going to try to clear it. Does a great job. What a move by the 25 with those fresh tires. He's going to take over the second position. Now he's looking for the lead. Down to the inside, you can see the difference in 4 tires versus older 30-lap-old tires, and Lucas Lyon quickly takes the lead with some really aggressive moves, but it was the right ones, as now he's out front and everybody else trying to fight for those positions. Jeremiah Hobbs now gets around the 9 of Barrett Morton. Barrett with those older tires just trying to maintain, hopefully get some more cautions to let him hold on to that position and get a good finish. Currently fighting with Christopher McCullough there in that 04. But Lucas Lyon gets back out front. Barrett Morton doing a great job here. Christopher McCullough not able to get that position. Barrett fighting hard. Hold on to that 3rd place. Up front, though, we got a battle for the lead starting to brew. Jeremiah Hobbs to the back bumper of Lucas Lyons. Still a lot of laps to go. Jeremiah doesn't have to push that hard here. That's the nervous energy that you have, but if he can get out front, have control of the restarts if we get another caution. I think that's where he wants to be. He's trying to get to the outside in the middle of the corner. Just can't quite get there. As he's driving a good bit deeper, you see right in the middle, he's trying to get to the outside, that right rear quarter panel of the 25, just not quite able to do it. He knows that trying to get down to the inside is going to be a losing battle. Oh man, we got Kenneth McCullough, slow. No caution, but he is going to lose a ton of spots, but back up front, going to continue to watch this battle for the lead. Caution is out. Caution is out. Jeremy Vaughn slow on the track along with Cody Anderson. It looks like there was some contact there. Let's go back and see what happened. Kind of back up and show you a couple things here. Take a look at the replay. You'll see Kenneth McCullough there in the 03 on the outside of the 2. He's going to get sideways down at the bottom, able to save it. Then on board, watching the 2 here is going to get a little bit of help from the 24 as he comes across the 24's nose. And Jeremy Vaughn goes for a ride, but does a nice 360 and hangs on to it. You can see the aggression level has definitely picked up. I mean, it's been aggressive pretty much all night, but there's literally zero give and take at this point. Watch on board with Sean Kaiser and see exactly what happened. You see Jeremy Vaughn almost makes contact with Kenneth. John able to avoid that wreck. You see just the difference in tires. Sean able to carry so much more speed through the middle of the corner, and Jeremy just not quite able to do that. He goes around. If you're Jeremiah Hobbs, you got to be thinking at this point, I've got to do whatever it takes to get the lead. I mean, he's definitely got the speed. He was up there running with Lucas there in that last little run there, but just not having enough green flag laps to make a charge or make a really solid attempt at it. So if you're Jeremiah, I mean, you know, if you want to win, you've got to throw the Hail Mary. You know, he's not a playoff driver. There's a lot of playoff drivers around him, but you know, he still wants to win the race. And I think if you're Jeremiah Hobbs, with the way the cautions are flying, how quickly they're coming out, I think you got to kind of throw a Hail Mary here and hope that you can get the lead and get control of these restarts, because Lucas is going to have a lot of power here, especially late in the race. They're not gonna pit anymore. Lucas is not coming down pit road again, so he's going to be able to control every single restart. So Jeremiah Hobbs really has got to be aggressive here if he's going to take the win away from Lucas. If we have cautions after cautions, Lucas is going to continue to be able to control this race, and there's really not going to be much anybody else can do about it. After that incident, Sean Kaiser gets an EOL, so he has to go to the rear of the field after that contact. Pace car is off. And man, I tell you what, Lucas does not gets a great jump, but Jeremiah Hobbs, not that great of a restart, but he has a great 1 and 2 as he's able to clear Barrett Morton. Now he's going to set his sights here on the 25. Here comes the 04. Going to join this battle, and we'll see. You see Jeremiah now getting all the way up to the wall, using every bit of the track he can. That's what you got to do here at Bristol. You see he's having to put a lot of wheel into it. But I mean, we're 25 laps to go. We don't have enough time. Really worry about saving tires at this point. And he's putting a lot of wheel into it. I don't know. On board with Lucas, he's doing about the same thing. So but now Jeremiah doesn't have to worry about that. As here comes Christopher McCullough. Is he going to be able to clear him off the corner? Whoa! I think McCullough had that slide job complete, but he got a little bit squirrely in the middle of the corner as he was gassing it up, and it slowed his momentum up, and he wasn't able to get around him. So the 04 going to have to fall back into third place and try again. But that was a close call. That could have been a disaster. Now he's looking down to the inside again. Going to try to make this work. Sides against him. Going to get back up on the top side. Trying to get a run. Didn't feel like that run was good enough. While this battling's going on, Lucas pulling away. About 8/10 at this point as they're side by side for second place. Can Christopher McCullough clear him? As they continue to battle, Lucas Lyon's going to continue to pull away. 9/10 almost now. Actually, Christopher McCullough faster running side by side. I stand corrected. Now he's going to be able to clear him. He clears Jeremiah Hobbs, so now he can set his sights on the leader. Lucas Lyon, has he gotten enough tire left? They got the same tires. You can see Christopher not turning that front wheel quite as much as Lucas is. I wonder if that's going to play into how this race is going to finish. Look how far the tape is on Lucas's. Watch as he goes down the corner. All the way over. Then you go on board with Christian McCullough, see how far his tape's going. You think, well, what the heck does that matter? It matters a lot. And you see he's going to about 45 degrees, not turning that wheel near as much. So he's got the front end grip that he needs. Now, he's not going to have a whole lot of time. Just 15 laps to go here as they cross the finish line. But he is there. Lucas struggling here. You can see just by the wheel tape how much he's having to put into the corner. And man, look at that. The 04 gets to the back bumper. Here we go. We've got a battle on our hands. Christopher McCullough seems like he has obviously the better tires, but that doesn't really mean that much here at Bristol. Oh, he's going to make contact with him. Oh, they bounce back and forth. Christopher lets him go. But here comes Jeremiah Hobbs. He's going to take advantage of that along with Peyton Hubbard. Oh, I bet Christopher wish he didn't do that, because now he's going to be stuck behind these drivers. Is Lucas going to be able to keep going? But a great job for the 04 of letting him go and not didn't want to win it that way. Now here comes Peyton Hubbard. Peyton Hubbard said he didn't really feel like he hasn't raced much at Bristol. Here's his opportunity. I mean, it's just what a gift that was thrown into the lap of your points leader as he goes down to the inside, and the 25 not able to hold him off at all, and Peyton Hubbard takes over the lead with just 12 laps to go. Here comes the 04 to the outside. They almost make a little bit more contact. Does the 04 have enough to run down Peyton Hubbard? We'll see in just a second, as these guys are battling side by side after they make contact, obviously not happy with each other. And you can see Peyton Hubbard, 10 laps to go. He's got a 9/10 of a second lead over second place. We'll look at the lap times the next lap now that Christopher McCullough is clear. Let's see what he's got for Peyton Hubbard. Does he have enough to run him down? As they cross the line, Peyton Hubbard a 15.466. Christopher McCullough 15.448. Christopher McCullough a little bit faster, but that's not going to be enough. He's going to have to find more. Peyton Hubbard going to have to slip up. But now the battle is between Jeremiah Hobbs, Barrett Morton. Look at this cluster of drivers, playoff drivers, trying to get as many points and positions as they can at the end of this race. And look at Chad Ross in that 83, but caution comes out. Oh my God. I don't know where the caution came from. I think it was Kenneth McCullough in that 03. Peyton Hubbard did not want to see that. I can guarantee you that. And Kenneth McCullough does go around. Let's go check the replay here. Down on the inside of the 13 to Brian Terry. Comes off the corner and clears himself across the 13's front bumper. We've seen that quite a few times here tonight. He goes around, and that brings out the caution. And Peyton Hubbard had the win. There was no way that the 04 was going to be able to catch him. Christopher just not going to be able to run fast enough times. I mean, Peyton was running extremely quick times there comparative to the field. So here we go. Going to have a couple laps. I'm not sure if we'll get a green-white checker or not. We'll find out in just a moment, in a few laps, and see. We may just have a natural one, or we'll have a green-white checker. Man, it is coming down to crunch time. Pay window is open, and I mean, this is what you live for. This is why Bristol was created. This particular moment right here, where you have a late race restart. If you're Peyton Hubbard, you got to be thinking about what you've seen all night long up front, and the guys have chosen the top. And that's been the correct choices. They've been able to get away. We've seen somebody take the bottom and weren't able to get that great of a restart. So we'll see if he's been paying attention and picks the top to try to get a good jump. I mean, we've seen Lucas Lyons get, almost 5-6 tenths before entering in turn one on those restarts. And that's exactly what you got to do if you're Peyton Hubbard, if you're going to get this win. Now, McCullough in that second place. He's got new life. Going for the win. The 25 makes some contact. And I think, I thought it was really awesome that the 04 kind of checked up and let him have that back. Didn't want to win it like that. Obviously didn't mean to make contact, but they were really pushing each other. try to get that done. All right, well, let's go back and watch that contact while we're under caution. Let's see if the lights are off on the pace car. Oh, they are, so we're not going to go back and watch it. We're getting ready to go green. But we'll stay right here. Man, man, man. Pace car is off. 3 laps to go. Peyton Hubbard gets a great jump on the outside. Let's see what the 04 can do here. Down on the bottom. Seeing that bottom line in 1 and 2 get a great restart. Not that great this time for the 04. Now he's really going to have to push it here. 2 laps to go. Does he have what it takes? What's he willing to do to get a win here tonight? Brought to his back bumper. Here they come. White flag is out. Down the back stretch. One more attempt for the 04. Into turn 3 and 4, not quite able to get to him as they come off of turn 4. Peyton Hubbard punches his ticket into the next round of the playoffs and takes home the win here at Bristol. Wow, what a great race. What an incredible run, and what a golden opportunity for the 51. And I tell you what, we're going to watch that real quick. And we're going to watch the contact between the 04 and the 25. You're going to see right here, they go down into the corner. The 04 just trying to get that run, and you can see they make contact. But once that happens, we'll go back and watch on board Peyton Hubbard. I can't imagine what this feels like. As you're running in 4th place, you really have no shot of winning this thing. And then watch right here, on board Peyton Hubbard. This is the winning move if there is one. You see they make contact. You stay in it though. Jeremiah Hobbs gonna have to check up just a little bit. He goes down to the bottom. That's gonna open the door for Peyton Hubbard, who's able to get down to the inside. Look how close they were. Gonna go down here, and then he is gonna set his sights almost immediately on the 25, who we saw was struggling there towards the end with the front end grip. And I mean, Peyton Hubbard had no fight from Lucas, who has just driven the wheels off that 25. There had been a little bit of contact as well that may have played into it, but the 51 able to take the lead there on the bottom. And he takes home the victory. Peyton Hubbard does. What a great race. Lots of cautions. We'll take a look at the race recap. 12 cautions here tonight, but a fantastic finish to settle it. Well, all right, let's take a look at your results here. See where everybody finished. Peyton Hubbard, Christopher McCullough, Barrett Morton comes home in 3rd there. I'm actually surprised. I didn't see what happened there in that last lap. We were watching the battle for the lead. It looks like there was maybe some contact between Lucas and others. We'll see right here. Because Barrett Morton was able to come home in 3rd place. I hadn't noticed it till just now. And I think it might have been just the fact that Barrett Morton was actually 4th on that restart. And Lucas just not able to really, those tires are really struggling on that 25 machine. He burned them up. So that's what happened. Chad Ross comes home in 4th. John Mollahan in 5th. Sean Kaiser in 6th. Lucas Lyon in 7th. All good days for these playoff drivers. They had some really good finishes. Stephen Page in 8th. I mean, he was involved in 2-3 cautions early. Comes home in 8th. Brian Terry in the 9th position. Daniel Worthington rounds out your top 10. In 11th, Daniel Cunningham. Jeremiah Hobbs in 12th. Drew Prohl in 13th. Kenneth McCullough, man, just struggled. Try to get back up to the front. Had a tough time getting to the field. He comes home in 14th. Cody Anderson, in 15th. Thomas Hall in 16th. Ron Morris Jr. in 17th. Jeremy Vaughn in 18th. 19th, Carlton Charles. Bobby Hall Jr. had a nightmare of a night. I'm sure he's ready to move on from this. Jim Kaufman comes home in 21st. David Sheets 22nd. Wes Wiggin, man, I tell you, I know he's disappointed. Just a tough night. And then that, it felt like he was taken advantage of, showed his displeasure, but he comes home in 23rd. David Brackett comes home in 24th. Man, oh man, oh man. Bristol always delivered. You got some tempers. We've got all kinds of stuff to talk about, I'd say. And I can't wait to talk to these drivers in just a moment. Still waiting on a couple to get into the chat, and we'll bring them in here in a moment. And really, every time I say that, honestly, I'm just fiddling with the cameras. And so I'm trying to buy time. So I'm actually not waiting on them, but I just say that so it seems like I'm not just wasting time. Anyway, let's go ahead, and I can't wait to talk to these guys, see what they thought about the race. Barrett Morton comes home in third place with just a wild finish there, able to have a great restart there with just a few laps to go, and comes home with the third place finish. Barrett, not in the playoffs, but, man, you had a great race tonight. It was a wild one, a lot of cautions, and there at the end, able to take advantage of some contact going on. You were on the oldest tires out there. How in the world did you get third place after being out on the track for 70 laps on that last set of tires?
Just trying to hold the top line and knowing what I had, based off of practice, I was just stuck in the back the entire race. The track position was really big there, and then somehow I was able to be faster towards the end, even faster than the guys that had new tires, other than Peyton. That dude was on a rail.
Yeah, I mean, it just seemed like it was wild out there. What was the overall feel of the field? Is there were a lot of cautions, nothing too intentional. With nobody, just a couple guys were upset. It was just a lot of contact off the corner, guys trying to self-clear themselves. What did you see out there that was causing everybody to just feel like they kind of had to drive a little bit harder, a little bit more aggressive?
It's just Bristol, man. It is what it is. Like product of one of those with Bobby got into me going into a corner, and obviously he didn't do it on purpose, but we were just trying to kind of like sort it out, and just happened to be in the wrong end of his bumper, which is it's all right. We came back from it, and we survived.
Yeah, well, a great third place finish for you. I know you'd love to be moving forward into the playoffs, but just came up a little bit short last week. But, I mean, still, you're racing for wins. I mean, playoffs, you may not be there, but I think you still have team points and stuff to fight over. Is that true? I'll ask you that question. Are you able to gain team points even though you're not in the playoffs?
Yeah, and that's one reason we're still out there. We're just trying to, I'm trying to help these guys out best I can, but I told them, I'm not giving them any positions. So, I mean, they know, and I still out here searching for my first win. So, and
That's right.
I don't think I'd have got it tonight, but I can't believe I still got third. And I'm sure John's, he come over the bike and said he's losing patience with me. But, I mean, the 51 passed me no problems. The 04 passed me no problems. I ain't going to move over. And I'm still glad he raced me clean for the most part. So he's got a lot more to lose than I do. So I'm glad we still had a tough battle at the end there.
Well, yeah, you did an incredible job staying out there. I mean, the only person close to you entire life is Cody Anderson. He finished 15th. So just a fantastic job out of you, saving those tires, taking care of them, and come away with a third place finish. So you got to thank here tonight.
First off, Jonah, he was in the chat with us, so he was giving us a little bit of motivation, and then Lucas had a great run. Daniel, Sean, all my teammates. RD Designs, Spearcrest Digital. Man, I don't even remember who's on my truck. It's been so long since I've talked to you guys. Actually, I don't even think I've talked to you at all since you've taken over the broadcast.
Yeah, I don't think I knew what your voice was going to sound out. I didn't know what your voice was going to sound like when I pulled you up in chat. So, yeah, I don't think we've talked yet.
Well, anyways, but yeah, hopefully I can talk to you more often.
Yeah, for sure. Well, you got quite a few races to get it done, and racing like that, you're gonna be in position to do it. Maybe get that first win of the season. So congratulations on that third place finish, and hopefully we'll be talking to you next week, man.
All right, man. Thank you.
Third place finisher, Barrett Morton. Let's bring in your second place finisher, man. Had a great run there. Christopher McCullough in second. Chris, this is Eddie in the booth. You got a copy?
How's it going, Eddie? I got you.
Well, man, y'all had a really good race. You're up front most of the race. You started second, and that's where you end up. And there at the end, the race was messy. There's not a lot to talk about. Pit strategies all over the place, but you were able to maintain and get back to the front and have a shot there as you go down. We were looking on the inside. Your tape on your wheels about 11, 10:30, 11 on the on your wheel, excuse me, having a brain fart here, and Lucas Lyon having to turn all the way over to about 9 turning to the left. So he was definitely struggling on tires, and you had the opportunity to get down there and take that win, make a little bit of contact. You were able to get him straightened back up, but you end up losing some track position there and just not able to get it back. But so close there. But talk about your race, man. How was it for you? And then there at the end, what did you need to maybe try to get that win?
Yeah, overall it was a good race. The McCullough Motorsports Chevrolet Silverado was really fast. I really like Bristol. It's always one of my better tracks, and I just really enjoy the momentum side of it. You have to be on the edge, but not too much. I had a good up and down race. I made some mistakes. They were killing me on restarts in the beginning, but once we got in the groove and started riding, I was able to pick up some speed there. Yeah, I hate to get in Lucas there. I did not try to get into him. I wanted to get on his quarter and cut down. I was about to cut down, but I got him a little bit, and that's really what killed my race. Once Peyton got by, I already cooked my tires trying to pass. It was really, really tough to pass tonight. Yeah, I checked up there, tried to straighten up Lucas, give him back his position. I felt bad about it. I did owe him one from a couple weeks back, but I wasn't trying to do that. But it was a good race. Hubbard ran a good race. He saved his tires at the end. I think I could have had a shot. I could have gotten to the back of him on that green-white checkered. I think I owe him one too. But, I'm not trying to race that way.
Yeah, well, I mean, you guys were up front. I mean, Kenneth just had was on a sort of a struggle bus on that bottom line just a couple times, getting loose, trying to get up through the field. But you were able to stay up towards the front and wave that McCullough banner. But yeah, on that last restart, I mean, did you feel like you did the best that you could do? Is there anything you would have done differently? Do you regret not doing a certain thing? I'm not leading the witness. I have no idea. I'm just asking. Did you feel like you got everything you could there, and to be able to get maybe to the back bumper of the 51 or try to get around him?
Yeah, I think I left a little bit enter turn 1. I expected my tires not to grip as well as they did, and he was able to gain a little bit through the center, but I was able to have momentum on exit. If I would have timed my little throttle input in the center a little quicker, because I still had grip, I might have been able to have a shot to get inside of him in 3. But, I mean, I'm happy to come away with second. Started second, finished second in the stage, finished second. I was below the cut line, so it's a good points day.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that's absolutely true. As you go into the Roval next week, to have a points day like this can really make a big difference. But, man, congratulations. Second place, really awesome. You had a really great race here tonight. Who you got to thank? Any sponsors, shout-outs?
Yeah, I got to thank my team, McCullough Motorsports. Mollahan got a 5th. I know Kenny and Sheets had some rough luck. But I also got to thank all the drivers out here. I've been used up a little bit, but it's good hard racing in this league. So hopefully we can keep it all together. I want to thank you for broadcasting. I want to thank all the admins that put time and effort into running this. I know it's a job that don't get many thank yous. So just know I thank you. And everybody that's watching.
All right. Well, there you have it. Second place finisher, Christopher McCullough. But we're going to bring the man of the hour. We talked to him before the race, and he was the points leader coming into it. He's going to be the points leader leading, and he doesn't have to worry about it. He was excited to run the Roval, but now, buddy, you don't even have to show up. You can go out there and do donuts on the big track, and you don't even have to run next week because you take the win here tonight. Congratulations, Peyton. Obviously I want to talk about your race. But, man, I got to go back and talk about that contact between Christopher McCullough and Lucas Lyons and sort of the seas parted as your race, your opportunity to take the win started to run out. And the seas just parted and it opened up and a gift fell in your lap there.
Yeah, I think it was one side gotten past, I think it was Mollahan and Barrett. It was catching Hobbs for third, and then I saw them make contact up. They've been battling for a while, and I saw them make contact. We caught them, and by then, though, I'd noticed, I guess, because I hadn't been battling anybody, I'd just been kind of rolling, and taking passes as they came, I think I was able to save way more than I thought I was going to, and that's how I was able to kind of, once I got past Lucas and Chris, I started to check out, and I was just wanted it to stay green, and it, we got that caution at the end, and I was still able to take the win.
Well, tell me about that. Are you the type of guy that, because I know how my adrenaline will be flowing through the roof. Are you a pretty chill guy when it comes to stuff like that, or whenever you see that contact and you see that big run and you're able to maybe get up there and get that win? Does your blood start pumping? Does that adrenaline go up through the roof, or do you kind of stay pretty chill?
No, that stuff gets me worked up. It started getting me, and once I checked out, I mean, the heart's pumping, and then when the caution came out, I mean, Keith and them were in the chat, they had to calm me down. I mean, it worked me up, and I'm like, oh my God, like I just wanted this to stay green. I was like, I had 2 seconds on them, and I just, they calmed me down a little bit, and then we just, I was able to take it from the outside and get the win on the green white checkered. Luckily, it stayed green, and we got the white.
Well, tell me about your race. I want to know about the rest of it. As you were kind of, you were up near the front in a lot of the race, but there was different tire strategies going on. You didn't really know who was on what side, kind of tires. How did you deal with that, and how was the middle part of your race for you as we were having so many cautions? Is it frustrating to be out there trying to get a groove? You can't really get it. How was the middle part of the race for you as you were just trying to position yourself there towards the end?
With the first, it might have been after the stage, that first tire stop that the McCulloughs made, and only a few of them went down and the rest of us stayed out. I was like, okay, we're good. They're right there on the bubble. So waited till the next caution came out, and then that's, I think, when the rest of us went. Lucas still stayed out, but I know a lot of us went in, and it put us in the back, but I was still right there behind the McCullough, just like I was before their stop. So I was like, okay, we're good here. And I like the cautions when I'm in the pack, because you're able to make passes quick, and you're able to, make some moves and get up there as long as you're staying with the fast guys. But man, once you're out front and that caution comes out, it's a different story.
For sure. Well, you were able to weather the storm and be there when it counts, and man, able to take advantage. I don't want to say you stole one, because you actually went up there and took the lead and drove right by it, so I can't say you stole one, but just being in the right place at the right time, and it just come away with the victory. And that's a big, big win to be able to win here tonight and lock yourself into the next round. So congratulations. I don't really have any more questions, as that was just exciting. I think we covered everything. But you get to go into the Roval next week stress-free. I think you were already kind of stress-free about the Roval. It seemed like you had a lot of confidence, but now it's even less. So congratulations on the win, as always, man. Who do you have to thank? Any sponsors or shout-outs?
Yeah, man, I want to tell you, man, see, you're not bad luck. See?
I know, it's just good luck now. How about that?
See? So I think it's all on this truck, dude. I've been running this Purple Lightning truck, and I got all the wins with it and started running again and started doing better. So I think we're going to keep that on for the rest of the season. But I like to thank the NLR guys. Keith definitely helped with some line tips and qualifying and practice, and Jeremy too. I know he had a bad luck this race. He keeps having some bad luck, man. I know he's a good finish is coming, but all the NLR guys, CFM, WJM, all those guys, Cody, Drew, working together with us. So yeah, everybody, thank you.
All right, well, there you have it. Your winner here tonight, Peyton Hubbard. Like I said, I don't want to say he stole one, but man, he sure did. Was at the right place at the right time, able to take advantage when Christopher and Lucas get together, and able to get around Lucas there with those a little bit better tires there at the end and come away with the victory. So, man, congratulations again to Peyton Hubbard. Well, all right. Well, that is going to do it for us tonight. What a crazy, crazy race. And, man, Bristol, man, I don't know. Yeah, I know the drivers don't love it, and some people don't love all the cautions, but, man, exciting stuff. Nobody won by eight seconds or something like that. They were out there battling, and you could see how bad these guys want it. This championship means a lot to them. You hear it from Peyton, who's been the top dog all season long, kind of goes through a lull here in the first couple rounds of the playoffs, and then comes out strong here, first race of the second round, and plants his flag as, hey, I'm coming here to win this championship. So congratulations to him. I want to thank everybody for watching. Hope y'all enjoyed it. If you're not subscribed to VSRN, definitely go over to V Speed Racing Network, subscribe. If you're not subscribed to Bluegrass TV, hit that subscribe button. That way we can all share the love and all your races get a little bit more visibility. I want to thank everybody for in the field. Jason Collins for running this thing. The race control that we had tonight, I think it was Alex Healy and David Farmer. Guys putting in work, a lot of work without much thanks. So definitely appreciate them. But congratulations again to Peyton Hubbard. As we move on to the Roval next week, you'll see who's going to make it to the next round. Just 2 races in this round to set the final 8. So going to be a good one. All right, guys, y'all have a great night. Thank y'all so much. I'm Eddie. See y'all next week. We won't we at the Fastenal Winter Series here on VSRN. We'll have the replay for the Xfinity series for tomorrow night on Friday, and then Bradley Cooper will be back on V-Speed for the Wednesday Cup Series race. So y'all come back, check it all out. It's gonna be a good one. See y'all later.